Hello, my name is Tony, and I'm with the Haunting Experiments, and tonight we'd like to present to you Haunted Eau Claire. Haunted Eau Claire is about a few locations in Eau Claire where we'll show you where they are, what they look like, and then we'll tell you a little bit about the ghost lore. I hope you enjoy this presentation of Haunted Eau Claire.
One of the busier spots in Eau Claire is Oakwood Mall. We spoke with one of our very own members who used to work there. He informed us of one of the service corridors that always gave him an eerie feeling. He would get goosebumps and felt as though there was something there. A few of the workers have reported a woman who has gone to the roof and then just disappears. The fall off the roof could be fatal, so they think it is paranormal activity. We have more research and investigating to do in the future.
We're here at the Opera House located downtown Eau Claire, Wisconsin. This is one of the spots that we would like to eventually do some research investigating on. This is what the Opera House used to look like. And now it's just been switched to, there's a bunch of businesses.
The Opera House in Eau Claire is a very old structure. Even though it has gone extensive revamping, it seems as though the spirits have stayed behind. Perhaps they cannot leave, or they don't want to. Could they be upset because the Opera House is no longer even a theater? There is now a customer service center on the top floor. It is said that in the break room at this business is where the actors and actresses would have changed, and that a few of them died there. At night, the doors to the break room shut by themselves and chairs will move. Ghostly apparitions of two elderly people have been sighted. This is going to be a very interesting investigation for us in the future. Years ago, a lumber baron named Alan Cameron lived in Eau Claire. It seems as though when he passed away, his spirit stayed behind. Currently, quite a few people reside in this house. The ghost lore actually makes a lot of sense. When Alan Cameron passed away, his funeral was held in a room of his house. That room is where the activity has been reported. There have been reports of objects moving by themselves, weird sounds, doors opening and closing by themselves, cold spots, and even beds shaking. An interesting fact is that Alan Cameron is buried in Lakeview Cemetery, which is ironically another haunted spot in Eau Claire. Further investigation is pending. The Stone's Throw is a beautiful Romanesque building, which is a bar located in downtown Eau Claire. The first time I was in the bar, I went upstairs and remember feeling very uneasy and also walking through a cold spot. In speculation, it was February, so it could have just been a draft coming in. Whatever it may be, there is definitely ghost lore. Supposedly, in the early 1900s, a man hung himself in the bar. This has never been proven, though. However, almost every employee has had some sort of paranormal experience. Everything from misplaced objects, to doors opening and closing, odd footsteps, and beer bottles breaking or flying across the room of their own accord. Haunted? Maybe. Investigation? Definitely.
Hello, Devin again. We're actually at the Banbury Place, which is located in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. This is Building 13, the supposedly most haunted part of the whole building. As you can see, it's a massive building. It was formerly the Uniroyal Tire Plant.
Another thing is after the Uniroyal Tire Factory moved out, a guy was growing marijuana plants right here in building number 13, and he electrocuted himself, and that has been proven that
the old Uniroyal Tire Plant, which is now called the Banbury Place, is another possibly haunted spot in Eau Claire. If you go there, you will want to pay close attention to building number 13. Legend has it that a man was electrocuted while working on an air conditioning unit. There have been reports of screams and moans ever since. In reality, there was a male tenant who was electrocuted, but it was an accident. While he was growing marijuana plants, the electrocution occurred. Lesson: what grows outside should stay outside. As a result, shadowy figures have been seen. Whatever has been seen, we hope to get to the bottom of some of this ghost lore. two very large cemeteries in Eau Claire are the Lakeview Cemetery and Forest Hill Cemetery. We only have one specific piece of ghost lore for Lakeview. It is called the Wrapping Grave, whatever that may be. Perhaps it is the ghost or spirit of Alan Cameron. Who knows? We did capture one orb, we think, and after zooming in on it, uncovered what appeared to be a face of some sort. Forest Hill Cemetery has no known ghost lore, but tons of beautiful mausoleums. On a whim, we conducted EVPs, but debunked anything we heard. It didn't pick up anything out of the ordinary. As a result, we realized that these cemeteries are a final resting place for the dead, and that is all it is, final resting places.
Hello, this is Tony here on Vine Street, and the local ghost lore on Vine Street is that a lady was killed by a drunk driver back in the 80s while she was jogging during the fall time. And it said if you come down here at the fall time, around the time, you'll see an apparition at night of a lady jogging down the street. And this is the ghost lore of Vine Street.
What used to be the old Sacred Heart Hospital is now the Eau Claire Academy. Though the ghost lore is brief, we thought it significant to add to this video. Ghost lore legend tells us that a nun fell down an elevator shaft and was killed. Ever since her death, her ghostly figure has been seen roaming the halls. Speculation is inevitable, and this accidental death was never proven. However, taking into consideration it was a hospital, there could be activity. People suffered and died there. Today, the Eau Claire Academy is a home for troubled youth. Alex Blum was a fireman several years ago. After his death at the age of 77, several firemen reported seeing the apparition of his ghost. In fact, 80% of the firemen there have experienced some sort of paranormal phenomenon. Reports of ghostly figures, to doors opening and closing and objects flying off the walls, have been told. Our future investigation is going to be an interesting one. Why does Alex haunt the fire station? Why can his soul not rest? Is there still reports of activity? We are hopeful we will find some answers to these questions. In conclusion, Eau Claire has many hot spots for paranormal activity. Amid the hustle and bustle of daily life, we don't stop to think about what goes on in another realm or universe. Once we do stop, though, we look beyond what the naked eye can see. Opening our minds leads to so many mysteries that we would like to solve. Eau Claire, like many other towns in this country, is so steeped in history, and history can come with many strings. It is how we connect the strings and strands of then and now that is so interesting, from a haunted lumber baron's house to a wrapping grave, and on to a possibly haunted bar, to a ghostly apparition of a jogger. There is one thing to be said: paranormal investigating is never ending, just like the ghost lore itself.